Now, Pope Leo XIV has appealed to the world's major powers for an end to all wars, echoing the late Pope Francis to refrain and saying no more war. This was during the new Pope's first weekly blessing since his election on the 8th of May. The Catholic Church leader was speaking to an estimated 100,000 pilgrims gathered in St. Peter's Square, where he has warned against a third world war being fought piecemeal. The Pope has called for authentic and lasting peace.
A sea of humanity, an ocean of faithful gathered at St. Peter's Square, filled with eagerness ahead of Pope Leo XIV's first weekly blessing since he got into office. As they looked up to the man of the cloth standing at the historic balcony, millions also looked to him to speak to the pressing issues in the world, key among them being peace amid wars and conflict.
The immense tragedy of the Second World War ended 80 years ago, on May 8th, after causing 60 million victims. In today's dramatic scenario of a Third World War being fought piecemeal, as Pope Francis has repeatedly stated, I too appeal to the great ones of the world, repeating the ever-relevant plea, no more war.
Ripetendo l'appello sempre attuale, mai più la guerra.
Among the wars is that between Russia and Ukraine. Russia's President Vladimir Putin on Sunday proposed direct talks with Ukraine, an initiative cautiously welcomed by Ukrainian President, who said Kyiv was willing to talk, but only if Moscow agrees to an unconditional ceasefire beginning on May 12th. He said Ukraine would then be ready to meet for direct talks with Russia. However, the three-day unilateral ceasefire ended just as it started, with no let-up in fighting.
Porto nel mio cuore.
I carry in my heart the sufferings of the beloved Ukrainian people. Let every effort be made to achieve as soon as possible an authentic, just and lasting peace. May all prisoners be freed and may children return to their families.
E I bambini possano tornare alle proprie famiglie.
The other war that the Pope spoke to is that at the Gaza Strip, Israel resumed its offensive in March after the collapse of a US-backed ceasefire that had halted fighting for 2 months. It has since imposed an aid blockade, drawing warnings from the UN that the 2.3 million population faces imminent famine.
I'm deeply saddened by what is happening in Gaza Strip. Let the fire cease immediately. Let humanitarian aid be provided to the exhausted civilian population, and may all hostages be freed.
In the Asian continent, India and Pakistan agreed to a ceasefire along their contested border. The cessation of talks was holding on Sunday after both sides accused the other for initial violations.
I have instead welcomed with satisfaction the announcement of the ceasefire between India and Pakistan, and I hope that through upcoming negotiations, a lasting agreement can soon be reached. But how many other conflicts are there in the world? I entrust this heartfelt appeal to the Queen of Peace, so that she may present it to the Lord Jesus to obtain for us the miracle of peace.
Il miracolo della pace.